up, everyone? If you're running paid ads or you're working in an agency or you just want to create high performing ads that scale, well, becoming a world-class creative strategist is probably one of the most valuable skills that you can develop. The difference between an average paid ad campaign and one that actually scales profitably is almost always coming down to the quality of your creative strategy. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down exactly how you should think, how you should research, structure and execute like a top tier creative strategist. I'll also show you the exact frameworks, research methods and systems used by the best in the industry. So by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to create high converting ad creatives that can scale to millions in ad spend. If you're new here, my name is Philip. I'm a co-founder of AdPunch and we specialize in performance ad creative strategy as well as paid ads for our e-commerce brand clients. And we've helped clients in the US, the UK and Ireland just basically scale through data-driven, high-performing ad creatives for their Shopify stores. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So, in the world of paid acquisition, a creative strategist is the person responsible for what ad creatives get created, what messaging is actually used, and how creative is structured so that it converts in your ad account. And a really good creative strategist will understand consumer psychology, they'll understand paid ads, they'll also understand direct response marketing. So they're not just a copywriter, they're not just a graphic designer, or they're not just a video editor. What they do is they connect performance data from your ad account to the creative execution so that basically every ad concept has the strongest possible chance of success. Essentially, this boils down to the following: analyzing past creative performance to see what's working and what's not, researching competitors and social media trends for inspiration related to the brand or to the niche, structuring ad concepts using proven direct response creative frameworks, and this includes UGC frameworks, static frameworks, and also even high production video frameworks. Briefing and managing UGC creators, editors, and designers to actually bring their initial ideas to life, and creating iterations based on ad performance data. There's also like a bunch of menial tasks related to kind of project or creative pipeline management, but those items that I went through are probably the core principles of a creative strategist. And if you're already in media buying, design, or just marketing as a whole, understanding this skill set will actually massively help you perform as a creative strategist. The biggest mistake that people make when developing creatives is not actually doing enough research related to the concept. The best concepts will usually come from a really deep understanding of the audience and of the market that you're actually selling to. So for our agency, we follow a really simple 3-step research process, which almost any brand or any agency can follow themselves. First, we'll mine reviews and we'll basically dig into customer reviews, comments, and customer generated content, and basically any feedback to extract real pain points, real desires, and real objections. We then rank these insights by how often they appear in this content. Secondly, we'll conduct competitor research. We use the Meta Ad Library, but we also use tryatria.com, and we use this to analyze competitors' past and live creatives. So generally, if a creative's been running for months, it's probably working. So we'll take note of hook angles, ad frameworks, messaging, unique selling points mentioned in competitor creatives so that we can take this research on board and basically use it in our creative ideation process. And thirdly, we're also constantly doing social listening and trend analysis. And this essentially is just following TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit discussions to see any emerging trends, any emerging creative formats, language, and just objections in the niche that we're advertising in. So by the end of this research phase, you should have a really clear picture of what messages and what creative approaches are most likely to resonate with your target audience. After we have our research completed, we actually then need to spin up some winning ad creative concepts. So the easiest way to do this is to actually just leverage well-known and tested creative frameworks. 3 that we'll basically almost always test is the founder story, 3 reasons why, and us versus them. But there are literally hundreds of other frameworks that you can use, but you need to choose appropriate frameworks that actually cater for each level of customer awareness. So these levels of customer awareness are unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, and most aware. These structures actually work because they follow principles of direct response marketing, and they essentially guide users through the levels of customer awareness during their buying decision process. After you've created a bunch of creative concepts, as a creative strategist, you don't just hand them off to a media buyer to launch them in whatever way they want. You need to make sure that you run a structured testing and iteration cycle so you can find out what works and actually double down on winning concepts. You can do this by launching 3 to 5 different variations at a time, usually weekly or bi-weekly, where you test different hooks, different angles, or different structures. You also need to analyze key metrics, of course, such as thumb stop ratio, hold rate, cost per acquisition, CTR, and of course ROAS. After this, a huge lever is going to be on iterating based on your results. So this means that if a hook flops, then you replace it with a new hook. If the engagement is high but the CTR is low, then you refine the CTA or else the offer. If the CTR is high but the ROAS is low, then you iterate to handle potential objections that customers might have, or else you make sure that the content in your ad creative is actually congruent with your landing page. And if an ad performs well and gets a decent return, you always create variations, either using different B-roll, voiceovers, angles, or overlay text, so that you can find more winning variations of a winning concept. Over time, if you document correctly, you should actually be able to build up a database of winning angles, winning frameworks, and just winning creative ideas for you to test and you to iterate, basically till your heart's content. But remember, you need to always leverage that research phase every once in a while so that you can find new performing angles and just new creative concepts to test over time. So to recap, becoming a world-class creative strategist is going to come down to the following. Number 1, mastering research, understanding your audience actually even better than they might understand themselves. Number 2, using proven ad frameworks and basically structuring your creative using tested direct response frameworks. And number 3, testing and iterating fast while always relying on data-driven insights to refine and scale winning creatives. If you found this video helpful, click the like button and click subscribe for more insights on paid ads and creative strategy. And if you've got any questions at all, just drop them in the comments and I'll see you on the next one.